problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Excuse me? Hello, Don here. Welcome back to the letter. I'm really hoping something even more creepy happens this time. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie theater. Well, let's see. Journal is... oh, that's just that. Relationship. Okay. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling full of people. I was about to head home. Will said to meet someone, even though simply wandering about. Walking in this sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city as nondescript as Luxembourg. I was afraid too, at one point back when I was new and had just set foot in this place. Now, with familiar faces walking with me, it feels like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Becca and I crossed to the other side of the street. The former claiming he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends, and Ash? Who knows, he never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, much to the latter's frustration. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Thanks for today, everyone!
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
Excuse me?
Huh?
A sensation. A cold, sickening, drowning my chest, tightens, breathing, become labored. I can taste blood in my mouth, the edges of my vision blur. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going with their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Bleeding, even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering, whispering, and whispering. Calling out, "Help me, please."
No, not me.
Help me. Somebody. Help me.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur's gone. When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Weren't you listening? Are you coming with me? Oh, yeah. Just... okay, sorry. I spaced out.
You always do that.
I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. Nothing. There are only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. I'm expecting to see something or someone there. I try not to let show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
See you guys some other time.
Yeah. See ya.
I said I wanted something creepy, and I got something creepy. Another glance, and with the final wave, we go off on our ways. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, it will give me back that normalcy in my life, and so be it. October 22nd, Saturday. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in, and without warning, I'm falling. My eyes snap open. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. Both my back and shoulders ache after I've fallen asleep all hunched up the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. So this is her room. Huh. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning light streaming through my window and allow my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxembourg, or at least none I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Not the crazy vivid, but the more pleasant kind I'll tell my sibling about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone. The knowledge that I always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to.
What time is it?
It forces me to look over the clock, even with the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel? Where's my towel?
Admittedly, it's a weekend. Addison unspoken a little bit and tells me to 2 extra hours of sleep. But if Rosen can you say, she sure as hell will now. And right after what happened, oh one box of donuts as a peace offering won't be enough the second time around. Having my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from nothing when a muffled ring breaks out from my back. There's a moment of indecision at first. My conflicted on whether I should just ignore it or answer it. But what if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? She's in the end, the rationale part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood. It takes every force or will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. The call ID reads, Mama.
Huh?
It's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
That's an unusual time for them to call.
Actually, it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling. Not the other way around, better for them to use that money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather.
Hello?
Hello? Grace? How are you?
Mama! I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there?
We're good, we're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
There's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there was something I could do for her. But from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are Kuya Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again. I can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own, and, well, Anne's financial situation isn't exactly great right now. I'd say Anne. I don't know. Having run herself knee deep in debt.
Great! That's great! Tell him congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas. How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing?
It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach from the way Mama's voice hitches. She doesn't want to bring up either.
Papa. Grace, he's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds. But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well.
Treatment?
The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
Oh, I see. That's good.
I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for her, and that it used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape. But ever since he was diagnosed with the sickness 5 years ago, he's been unable to provide for us. Now the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rests on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little, accepting sewing and laundry jobs in her neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the costs of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. And we can't even accept help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything.
I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
Silence. So to think that the call got cut until...
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors. But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa. And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama, you tell me not to lie, yet look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition, too.
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. But I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
Kylan Ka'ui, when are you coming home? EJ, the English used to be the only person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a definite answer to? 5 years later, I still can't give them a straight one. I smiled, though Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate as it is. No need to weigh her down with unnecessary
Promise me you'll be
concerns.
there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion in the other end, the sound of gates opening, the voice of a child, EJ, talking excitedly about his day at school, to the tapping of feet on the floorboards as he runs. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him now that I'm not around? Or did Mama rearrange her furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them. I miss them so much.
It's okay, Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
Aww. It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away the thoughts beginning to swim inside my head. It's pointless to mull over these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again. No doubt Mama forgot to say
Mama?
something.
Did you forget anything?
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping? Hold on, never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday? Am I in trouble? Oh god, oh god, oh god! I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do I do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if...
No, it's nothing like that. Will you calm down? Get yourself here, alright? I'll tell you everything then.
I notice how it has like a little timer on the phone going up, showing you how long you're gonna be on the actual phone call. There's a telltale din of several feet shuffling to the wooden floor and an indistinct yelling in the background before Rose gets a connection. That isn't in any way comforting, but it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone and finish my shower in record time. I make it to our office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment, completely disheveled and out of breath. If I take into account my usual travel time, Routine Clamor, Common Briar Realty Corporation's Luxman office greets me as soon as my foot crosses the threshold. Papers rustling, telephones ringing at sporadic intervals, agents talking in various volumes, staff moving about.
Where the hell is C? Where are my employees? What the actual fuck, guys? Of all the times to disappear without notice.
My boss's words turn muffled as someone else closes the door to his office. Likely the work of our HR manager. Throughout the past weeks, he's been in a bad mood over a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but to no avail. The result is half the workload has been shifted to all available staff so as to not lose clients. Not that I mind the extra work. If anything, it means I'll have more to send to my family back home. Although the rumors of a branch closure circulating because of this is indeed a bit worrisome. My bag barely touches the top of the table, and Rose pulls me aside.
Dear, I need you to help me with these papers. If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she thrusts a bunch of paperwork in my hands without explanation. A page flutters away from the top of the pile. I lean down, pick it up, my eyes stand at the top of the page as I straighten. A purchase and sale agreement. Rose simply gestures her thumb in the direction of our visitor lounge when I tilt my head in question. There, sitting on the sofa, looking completely out of place in the humbly decorated room, is the same couple from the day before. The Wrights. Something bubbles in their presence in the office can only mean one thing.
They're buying it? We got a deal?
She shots at my hand, tugging her sleeve. Although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy, she wants the sale to happen as much as I do. Now that that's here, the deal needs to be closed. Yet, documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there. Along with a foreboding feeling I can't quite pinpoint. Of course, they're buying this. I said it before and I'll say it again, I really don't want them to have that house.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madam Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
They're paying 15% higher than the listing price, as long as we get the paperwork done as soon as possible. I think if we allow it, they'll be paying up front, too.
Even with that urban legend?
Rose nods.
Oh, I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
If they have better things to spend money on, I'll haggle it down to the lowest possible price if I were in their place, especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit. We're just their agents who are going to receive the hefty commission after all. Nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder, signaling that she's heading back to them. An unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. It doesn't take me long to finish what work she left me. In fact, having our boss sign the agreement is the easiest since it has put him in a better mood to the entire office's relief. Ma'am Hannah calls me over for the moment she knows my presence at the lunch door. Story updated. Ooh. She welcomes me with a bright smile, her movements more open than what one would typically expect from a passing client.
Oh, Isabel! How are you feeling? You looked awfully dreadful yesterday.
Isabella, I'm fine now, ma'am. I appreciate your concern.
Hardly to understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. Regardless, I hand them their copy of the agreement.
Wonderful. Your team works unbelievably fast.
Ma'am Hannah skims through each of them with a scrutinizing eye, checking every page for any inconsistencies and errors. Despite the unassuming impression she gives off, she appears fully aware of what to look for, and the process contracts like these undergoes. I can't read, apparently. Ooh. It is surprising, to be quite honest. I haven't picked her for someone who is well versed in these things yet. Here she is. She shows some of it to her husband, and he responds with the same passive interest, as if he's more than happy to leave everything to her. I can't tell if it is purely because he believes she's capable enough, doesn't care about what they are buying, or he simply finds paperwork tedious. Apparently satisfied with what she's seen, ma'am, and claps her hands together before extending it to us for a shake. Rose and I released the breath we've been holding both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settles it then?
Are you really sure about this property, ma'am? We could easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
Something not haunted, perhaps. Rose shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, "Don't make a scene, we're almost there."
Of course, why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually, love. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately. Shame she didn't have it.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
Within a week, I hope. We still have a housewarming party to plan, after all. You know how much thought should be put into those things.
There are servants for that, darling.
Love, wouldn't it be better if we handled it ourselves? A personal touch of sorts.
Story updating, branching. Oh, no. Yeah, don't want to look at that yet.
It is our housewarming party and our new home. No more than a week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us. Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. Oh, and before we forget...
She discreetly folds something into both our hands and winks, a finger raised to her lips, demanding a
I
silence.
know both of you worked hard on getting us this beautiful mansion.
Is she?
Did I mention we reward our people generously?
But this is... Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us. Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
She smiles sweetly like this is simply the most normal thing to do in the world.
Oh, before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plan as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the house.
I don't. Why is. I know it's why are you emphasizing dying. This is not going to go well. This is not going to go well. I can already tell.
You can do that, yes? Here's our contact. Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible. I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
Just like that, transaction over and done with. Mine's still reeling after they've left. Our other agents would kill to have clients like them. Part of me feels lucky about the fact. No lengthy negotiations, no sudden change of minds. Just talk, signatures, a few handshakes here and there, we're done. The other part, a second ago, we sold a haunted property to 2 innocent clients. Sure, the commission's big, but enough to continue funding. Big enough to continue funding Papa treatment, hospitalization, big enough to pay for all 4 of my younger siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll get me away from instant noodle diet for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well once the deal has been closed, much to my sanity's relief. But knowing that something's in there, and we gave it to the good couple despite that. Oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell a house and get money, Papa won't be happy with that. Next time, good news to tell. Next time I go home, call home, the little lie I told Mom this morning isn't a lie anymore.
Well, there's something.
Making sure that it's still recording.
So how does it feel?
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Memorable is an understatement, Rose.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too. Aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised. What are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
She slings an arm over my shoulders and leans close to my ear, as though she's about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food. Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
I don't think my apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move? Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that. Hold on a sec.
She quickly removes herself from me to answer the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts from playful to professional in the span of a few seconds.
Today? Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be a client. Nothing surprising there. She's one of the BRC's top agents, so no matter how modest she appears, a saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course, I learned eventually I had to, but someone else will, without a doubt, do a better job. Once so, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young, and brimming with yet-to-be fulfilled dreams and ambition, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Out of curiosity, I never pressed on the matter further, but perhaps it's where the sense of fondness started. Small connection due to one's similar experience in our respective lives. Of goals we both let pass us by because of the circumstances we're in.
I'd be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
New client?
Reassigned. Have you heard from Mark at all?
Not since the first visit to the mansion. Why? No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away. I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another reason. Who knows? Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
She throws a wave over her shoulder as she rushes out the office. The lunchtime bell sounds shortly after, followed by the chatter of fellow agents also heading out for a much-needed break. Ordinarily, there's no need for me to go out. but oversleeping didn't allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today if one considers taking an instant noodle cup from the pantry, packing your lunch. Time to make good on the promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Maybe invite Zach and Ash too. That's where I'll leave her right now. I don't always have a lot of time to record these. Not too much happened. There was that weird whispering in the beginning. And the couple that I didn't want to have the house, well, now they bought the house. I did not want them to have that house. I don't trust them with that house. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified of future videos of this game and other stuff. Check out some of my other videos, and see you next time. Bye bye.